click that there. You're live. All right. Well, it says I'm live. I don't understand what's going on. So it said I was live like 55 seconds ago. I'm not really sure what the heck is going on. I tried to schedule it, guys. So please forgive me for this. I tried to schedule it and I've been waiting for it to start. Not really sure where the live point is. So a little bit frustrated on that. Sorry to start out like this. Guys, if I'm live, can someone in the chat let me know? If not, I'm just going to go ahead and keep rolling as if I am live. Don't know if I should repeat the intro or not. So, anyway, this is cryptocurrency, guys. What we're going to be doing today, looking at Bitcoin, talking about recent events, and charting some altcoins. So, those of you who are here now, guys, I'm going to be taking 2 altcoin suggestions. So, we're going to be looking at them. I'm going to chart them. And if everything goes according to plan, then I might be able to take a trade within one of them. Probably more than not, just going to end up taking a trade in Bitcoin. But I'll see if I can fit in one of the altcoin analysis we do today in a scalp trade. So I'm on this time. What's up, Johnny? Hey, Edward. Hope you're doing good, buddy. I'm doing all right. Woke up with a tummy ache this morning. Bad case of the poops, but looks like we're going good for the stream. I tried to get it all out the way before we went live. So thanks for asking, bud. I hope you're doing all right. Kareem says moon. Yeah, buddy. Let's go to the moon. All right. So let me not waste any more time. Again, sorry about the start of this live stream. It was supposed to start by itself. I thought it was. So I've been sitting here talking to myself. Not sure if I was talking to myself or not. But let's get into some recent events. So one thing I want to take note of. This is positive news for cryptocurrency. 1 in 5 adults, reportedly, has invested in, traded, or used cryptocurrency news. NBC news poll shows. Man, I remember a few years ago, nobody would cover this. None of the news stations would cover this, and now you have these guys creating polls. So they say 40% of, not sure why they chose to put Black Americans said they have traded or used crypto, while 42% of all people between 18 and 34 years old said the same. That would have been just enough. Not really sure what the deal is there, but anyway, 1 in 5 Americans has invested in, traded, or used cryptocurrency in a new NBC News poll found. Another sign that digital assets continue to get more popular, even as lawmakers warn of market risk and work to regulate the industry. Now, that industry regulation, something I'm not too fond of. Oh, by the way, guys, these glasses are just blue light blockers. So I think maybe the green screen filter will see through them, and so you'll just see behind my eyes at some points. So, yeah, you're just looking through my glasses there. You can take them off. But I have like 4 screens and all these lights here. So I did the live stream last time without that. My eyes really hurt. So I'm just going to wear these glasses. And you can see through my eyes. So it's just same thing right here. So, oh, sorry. I forgot to transition here. That's right. Boom. Forgot my scene transition. Still working. So thanks, guys. Thanks for coming here. This is my 6th live stream, I think. 6th live stream and first cryptocurrency branding. So anyway. Half of men between the ages of 18 and 49 said they had dabbled in crypto, the highest share of all demographic groups. 40% of Black Americans said they have traded or used crypto, while 42% of all people between 18 and 34 said the same. The fact that 21% of the 1,000 Americans polled said they have at least once used or invested in crypto shows how much the relatively young industry has taken off in recent years. Digital assets have spread as Capitol Hill works to introduce new rules for the market. Crypto advocates say assets like Bitcoin, Ether, and stablecoins offer better transaction speeds, lower costs, privacy, security, and an opportunity to provide underbanked communities with financial services. All these things are true. All these things are true of crypto. I could sit here and talk to you all day about how all these things are true. I should be able to get videos up, hopefully within this year about, crypto for beginners, trading strategies, complete guides, all that stuff. I'm working to get a lot of content for you guys, but yes, this is absolutely the truth. Crypto is very empowering, and it is very secure. It's, comparatively speaking, maybe I can talk to you a little bit about what we need in BTC as well, versus what we don't need. Some of the network speeds and costs can be a little bit ridiculous depending upon what network you're using, like Ethereum. But, with Bitcoin, on the Bitcoin network, I can send, if I had $1 billion, I could send $1 billion in Bitcoin to my friend in another country without anyone's permission, without the risk of getting robbed, without a third-party intermediary, with no fees from Western Union or money transfer or bank transfer, none of that. I can just pay a couple bucks to send over $1 billion in blockchain, over 1,000, over I don't know how big the Earth is. I think at least I can say 10,000 miles and get away with it. I can send Bitcoin over 10,000 miles near instantly, depending upon blockchain confirmation. Near instant in this case will probably be less than 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, depending upon when my transaction gets included on the block. But I think that it would be handled fairly much quicker than transporting the money in person or by trusting a third party to do it. And this way, there's no mishandlement of the money. I know that $1 billion is going to go directly to who I send it to. The $10 I need to send to whoever, it's going to go straight to that person. No ifs, ands, or buts. If blockchain says it went there, it went there. No one can say otherwise. So, crypto is super, super duper great. I'm not going to go into the full article. I will link it. I guess I should have linked it before this, but I can link it in the description after this. I'm going to go ahead and close out of it now. So now we're going to be looking at remarks from Secretary of the Treasury Janet L. Yellen on digital assets. So I'm just going to look at let me take a look at the comments real quick before I go any further. Let me see. Greetings, bro. What's up, my guy? Boy Tumelo, you're here from last time. Rico's here from last time. What's up, Rico? Niaz is here. Thank you, sir. Nabil. Hi, Edward, he says. Hi, Nabil. What's up, bro? Who's Samantha Higgins? Whoa. Sorry, Samantha. I got a girlfriend. You're gonna have to remove that comment. I mean, thank you for the comment, but whoa, please make a full tutorial on how to set up. Sorry, I'm flustered. I didn't mean to. That was probably rude. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to react like that. I'm just a little flustered. Please make a full tutorial on how to set up a grid bot on 3 commas. It will be so much appreciated. Bless you. It will. Okay. Oh, yes. Yes, you're a mother. Yes, you have to take care of those little birdies of yours. I understand. I will see about getting some more on 3 commas grid bots in the future, okay? So thank you for your feedback, and I will get to work on implementing that. Can I have a look at the altcoin Phantom? Yes. I don't think anyone suggested Phantom yet. So in the beginning of the stream, I asked for 2 altcoins. Looks like we got FTM. Pius says hi. What's up, Pius? Noah says hi. Samantha, thank you. Thank you so much. And again, sorry for my reaction. I did not mean to come off as rude or anything. Thank you very much. Wandal, South Africa. What's up, dude? Asikona. Nice. Pius, I almost missed the meeting. You should advertise on Discord. Well, bro, I don't want to advertise on Discord because that's Crypto University's Discord, and I'm not going to push myself in Crypto University. I love Crypto University. I'm a part of the project and hope to spend the rest of my life with the project, but I'm not going to push my own narrative in the Discord. So that's my thought on that. I'm just trying to be respectful to Crypto University. That's kind of rude. Gray worked hard to build that platform. I work hard to build CU's platform, and this is my own platform, so don't just want to push it off in that Discord. You are very welcome, Samantha. Caesar, what's up, Caesar? All right, guys, I got caught up on the comments now. Caesar, thanks for joining, bro. Now I'm going to be looking into the overview of what has happened in this article, just a brief overview and my thoughts on CBDCs. Now, don't take my thoughts as the law. I'm just going to be sharing my thoughts after I have a brief drink of water. So give me one sec here. I got a brand new bottle of water for this stream. It's important you guys stay hydrated. Maybe you guys are tired. Drink probably. Maybe it could be that you don't drink enough water. Even if you get a lot of sleep, your body needs water. So make sure you drink your water. You're gonna be healthy and wealthy. So I still need one more altcoin suggestion. The next altcoin suggestion is gonna get analyzed. So looking forward here, I'm just gonna be looking at the headlines. Our financial system benefits from responsible innovation. Again, I'll link, there's plenty of articles about this. I'll link this specific article in the description after I get done here. I'm not going to read everything in this, but we're just going to take a brief look at it. So, responsible innovation. New technologies build on older ones, and a chain of innovation has transformed financial services over time. 70 years ago, most Americans used coins, cash, and checks to manage most aspects of their financial lives. Then, in the 1960s, an engineer from IBM attached a magnetic strip to a plastic card and sparked a new category of payment products, credit cards and debit cards. When they created credit, that was very genius of them. Credit is a crazy. So many people have credit card debt. I mean, I have a credit card, and I'd like to say I use it responsibly, but even then, I know I shouldn't be using the credit card. It has trapped so many people into debt. Debit cards are definitely, if you don't have cryptocurrency, debit cards are much better than credit cards. But this creation right here is what set off. I mean, we were already in crippling change, but this is what set up a new era of debt. So if I'm just looking back right here, most Americans use coins, cash, and checks to manage most aspects of their financial lives. Now, this is true. This is true to a certain extent. At one point, we were trying to create a digital, or not create, gold was being used as the reserve currency, and there was a point in time, I think it was during one of the world wars, I'm not sure, but there was a order issued on gold where literally it had to be turned into the government, and you would be issued notes of cash, which is IOUs. That's kind of how the bank system got created. In brief overlook, people were holding on to their gold, and they're like, oh man, I have all this gold, I'm worth so much, but it's become so hard to transport this gold over space and time in a wagon, and before vehicles had evolved very greatly, and before there was a lot of laws, before there was a lot of security, people were running around with gold, getting rocked, getting killed over it. People were trying to store and hoard loads of gold and getting killed, getting raided. It happened. And so, somewhere along the lines, this is not the exact only reason for banks, but somewhere along the lines, banks were created, and you could place your gold there, and they'll issue IOU notes of how much gold you have in the bank because the bank is safer than your house or whatever. And along the lines, it got twisted, and just fiat currency, the U.S. dollar fiat currency evolved kind of from that scenario. So again, that's not exactly the specifics of it, but that is just about along the lines of how the feds created the dollar. And over the years, the dollar has lost a lot of its purchasing power. But the mindset or inception that it has retained its value is just because it holds the $1 figure. So inflation is crazy. I'm not going to talk about those rates today, but when there was an order later where people could own gold, because now obviously we can own gold today, but for a long time we were forced even to give our gold back and be issued these notes of currency. And now we're just having to trust that the government says that, okay, because these notes of currency hold up a certain value, they do. That's really why. We're not on the gold standard, if you didn't know that. We haven't been for a while. So we're just basically trusting these people to say that the note has this much money. And now we can own gold again, and it's a viable alternative to holding cash, because if you're holding fiat, it just goes down in value. I mean, literally, if the purchasing power of it goes down in value. So anyway, let me move on here. Those innovations facilitated the growth of other technologies like ATMs, which made cash available 24/7. More recently, computers, the internet, mobile phones have driven the explosive growth of electronic payments and online commerce. That's so crazy true. I really don't even have any idea what will be in the next 20 to 40 years. But so basically, responsible innovation, what has happened, blah, 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 blah. We need, what she's saying here, it will publish a report on the future of money and payments. The report will analyze possible design choices related to a potential CBDC, which I believe this stands for centrally backed digital currency, something like that, which is basically the government's version of the dollar. So they've created the legacy system, which literally, I don't want to compare it to the Lightning Network, because that's kind of makes the Lightning Network look shitty, but the legacy system is really bad because people just input numbers. People are paid to input numbers, and the fiat doesn't even exist within the legacy system. So it's just like, how is this really interoperable? How can you literally convert something tangible? Anyway, so where was I at? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they want to create a CBDC, which is like now, okay, so they're going to be essentially creating digital currencies that they're going to be government issued and will be their form of government. Now, I think that we could see these a lot, and other countries are already developing them, and it's not like there's going to be perhaps one CBDC to rule them all, but I think a lot of governments are going to try to implement this, and I don't think that it is really necessarily a good idea. I would say no to CBDCs. Because the entire reason that Bitcoin was created to take the control of the monetary system away from a certain group of individuals. I'm not going to talk about if there is or isn't a conspiracy theory about who has been in power for how long and what the monetary system the chains that the monetary system imposes today. But I will say that I believe CBDCs are a step backwards. Bitcoin, obviously, they're trying to regulate it, and they've created new laws around it, taxing it, regulations, all kinds of stuff I'm not exactly familiar with, so I'm not going to act like I am. But I do know that Bitcoin was created to avoid this. It's a peer-to-peer payment system. Peer-to-peer payment system for me to send money to you, or for you to send money to your sister, brother, mother, father, whoever, for whatever reason, without anyone else, without the need for anyone else to say it has value, or it's worth X amount, or to get it there safely, or to charge you a transaction to get it there safely. So there's a lot of reasons that we need Bitcoin, and there are definitely other cryptos that we can use. So like a little bit of a tangent. I'm trying to look at my notes here. So like what we need and what we don't need. What we do need is a currency that cannot be infringed upon by other humans, that cannot be controlled by a government, or like, for example, a very, very good high-profile example that a lot of people are undermining is these sanctions imposed in the recent Ukraine conflict. So I believe Russia was sanctioned for some time, maybe still currently. I'm not too sure. I don't follow the development that much, but I remember there was a time where mass panic, where even regular Russian citizens who had nothing to do with the war efforts and were not contributing to the war in any way and just trying to live their lives, there was a mass panic in an attempt to get their funds out of the banking system. So because there was going to be financial impositions, meaning that everyday users couldn't access their funds, and that's not good, because of a conflict that they had no say about, and they had no interest in partaking in, and they were being punished for it. So the sanctions were meant to potentially cripple the government, the Russian government, and we've seen that happen in the past, with blockades and other things in war, where supplies are cut off from a country. And I'm not going to talk about how morally right or wrong it is or isn't to do that, but as far as the financial aspect goes, we saw outbursts of people. Ukraine even they did a little rug pull deal. I'm not going to talk about the rug pull, but they even accepted donations in cryptocurrency and have raised millions of dollars in donations from cryptocurrency, simply because people now have the power to transport money over space and time effortlessly. They do so with many other cryptos, not just Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is absolutely essential as a currency, and that is one very good high-profile reason as to why. So, now these citizens, if they had Bitcoin beforehand, they could interact amongst each other, and even if their merchants are willing to accept Bitcoin, then they can interact with each other and make sales outside of government sanctions. So that is one example as to why. Imagine if we had a CBDC, and everyone's using the CBDC now. For what maybe the Russian CBDC doesn't get taken down. Like, U.S. cannot impose a restriction on the Russian CBDC, right? They're still interacting within it. But let's just say, for example, any government becomes hostile to its own people, then they can limit their accounts instantly because it's on blockchain, and because they say, oh, I don't want this person to use this money, account limited, or funds. There's a million and one things that can go wrong if you have that much control over financial control over a population. I would speculate. But we're going to go on into the points now. So when regulation fails to keep pace with innovation, vulnerable people often suffer the greatest harm. So that's pretty true. Basically, what this is saying is that stupid people get hurt. Smart people, many smart people, and many lucky people just bought cryptocurrencies because there was no regulation. There's no, like, a decade ago, you can buy and sell Bitcoin without paying taxes. No one even knew about it, hardly. But no one would even know about it. And now they want to tax every single trade that you make on Coinbase Pro, even if you made 12 cents, they want their 4 cents. So, right, that's an example of regulation and innovation. So people who were early on that, remember, early Dogecoin investors made bukus of money. It wasn't me, lucky bastards, who made a bunch of money on Dogecoin. So, vulnerable people often suffer the greatest harm. People who want to get in on the trend, people who try to FOMO, people who don't know, people who don't take the time to study. And it's unfortunate to say that these people will probably more than likely buy Doge at 72 cents before Elon Musk shows it on Saturday Night Live and then price dumps. And I see people asking, are we still holding Doge? You know, when Doge Moon, like holding from 72 cents, that's a huge loss for people who invested it at the all-time high, and that's what you would consider a vulnerable person. That's what they would highlight as a vulnerable person, suffer the greatest harm. While they're trying to, I would say that this is probably a strategic wording, so that they can set it up to where they would say someone who doesn't know what they're doing will get fucked, and that's exactly what's going to happen in any sense. Anywhere you go, if you don't know what you're doing, it's not going to end well. If you get into a car and you try to, if you've never driven a car before and you get into a car and you try to drive it, it's probably not going to go well. You're probably going to run right into something if no one's ever taught you anything about it. And that doesn't mean that we need to regulate driving more. We need to regulate cars more so that they're more autonomous driving. It just means that the user needs to know what they're doing. So I'm not going to read anything into this section. That's my thought on that section right there. Regulation should be based on risk and activities, not specific technologies. So we'll look into this one a little bit here. When new technologies enable new activities. You know what? Let me get a drink of water real quick and catch up with your comments. So let me see. Not too many new comments. Caesar, bro, I'll show you how I use the EMA Cross 5 input. So basically, I just made that so you can consolidate EMAs. I'll show it to you in a little bit. TradingView's been moderating a script. I don't know. I've been making some mistakes or something apparently. And now the moderator won't respond to me. But if I can't get it published again, because I've already published it twice and taken it down, if I can't get it published again, I'll just send the source code to the Discord and show you how to put it on your own. Because you can create in your own Pine editor, just copy and paste the source code and then add it to chart and it'll be there. If I can't make it universally accessible for everyone to just search up like I would like to do, like I've been trying to do. Luna, I see Luna, so damn it, Luna's at all-time high. It's going to be a tricky one, but we'll do Luna. Those are the first two that we got, FTM and Luna. Nice. You should put him on game too. You have one son, 7 years. You should definitely put him on game whenever he is. Right now. Start teaching him the way. Start teaching him right now. I don't know. I don't have a 7-year-old, but I would say start teaching him right now, so that way he'll be in a fabulous position by the time he's my age, by the time he's 18 even. I'll show you how to use the EMA Cross in a minute. Johnny says 20+% inflation here in the UK. That is disgusting, bro. That is terrible. I'm so sorry for that. So what's P2P? Boy, Tomelo, bro, they're having that in the Discord server right now. Or on Zoom, they were having a webinar about that. P2P is basically, I mean, in an essence, peer-to-peer is just me to you. Like, if you're going to talk about peer-to-peer trading like something on Paxful, that is just person-to-person, person making a deal, person accepting a deal. Like, hey, I'll pay you this much. I have this much Bitcoin for sale, and I'm willing to accept this much for it. And if someone comes along and he's like, hey, I have this much money, and I want that much Bitcoin. I'll give you this much money for that much Bitcoin. And that's a peer-to-peer transaction, the make transaction. But in reality, just the way money should be. Like, if I go down to the farmer's market and I want to buy a cantaloupe from the farmer, I can just transfer Bitcoin to his account. It's a peer-to-peer exchange. He's giving me a cantaloupe, I'm giving him some currency. Like, currency initially came from a barter system. Like, once upon a time, I'm sure people often say that people traded shark tooths for, I don't know, like tiger tooths or whatever. Like, different teeth. The rarity of different teeth are hard to find. So you had to kill this ferocious animal to get it, and it made it rare. So that's like caveman style currency. Because people are just tired of trading. Like, yo, my goat's worth 5 chickens, bro. And he's like, no, your goat's worth 3 chickens, bro. I'm telling you, it's worth 3 chickens. So they just got tired of trying to barter between different communities. Because when you have a barter system within a certain community, everyone is aware what's going on. But geographically, as humanity expanded into different areas, communities grew. They began to trade with one another, and they had messed up rates of interchanging. So for centuries, we've been trying to get this right. Currency has been around for a long time. I don't know. The oldest dated currency goes back like 5,000 years, but I'm sure currency's been around for longer than that. I mean, maybe not as we see it, but like I said, trading shark tooths for tiger tooths, that's like a shark tooth could be $100 bill, and a tiger tooth could be like a $20 bill. You know, something like that. Oh, nice. They're also on 3 commas. Cool. So many of your GFs will subscribe to you tomorrow as they're also on 3 commas. Awesome. I appreciate the subs. Thank you very much. Really looking forward to a step-by-step gridbot tutorial. I know I need to remake the 3 comma series in general, so I'll definitely implement that. I can't give you a time frame on where it is going to be updated, but I'll get a lot done for you in this year on 3 commas. They've updated a lot since my last publishings. Young Prinzy says, "Hey guy, which platform can you recommend for P2P?" Paxful is the most common, bro. Paxful is very common. And most trusted. I don't P2P trade. I do most of my trading on a centralized exchange. I don't like to use decentralized exchanges because the fees are hefty, and I'm not rich. I'm not rich enough to be paying those kind of fees on Ethereum. So let me go back to what we were doing now. I think I was right here. So we'll go on with finishing this article real quick. I've already spent too much time here. Basically what they're saying is that, oh, just because Bitcoin is so innovative, or like a technology is in, what I think they're trying to convey here is that they want to try and make this sound like it is very risky. While it is, I mean, there's really not more than, there's no more than 2 decades worth of price action data for Bitcoin. So it's really hard to make a risk analysis based on that. You're speculating very heavily that Bitcoin will succeed. Now, I believe that. I believe that personally. But it is a gross speculation, and there's a lot of risk involved. So they're trying to say that regulation should be based on risk and activities, not specific technologies. So just because the technology falls into a certain category, like if it's a blockchain development and it has passed X standards for being a certifiable blockchain development now in their new regulation, but it is more risky than something else, like a new currency is being adopted. Well, it has an ICO risk. You see something go up and go down. That's what she's trying to convey there. Sovereign money is the core of a I don't even want to say this, functioning financial system, and the U.S. benefits from the central role the dollar and U.S. financial institutions play in global finance. So basically, what this says is, we worked really hard to get the U.S. dollar to where it is, and we don't want it to be replaced by Bitcoin so easily. That's basically what this says to me. It took time for the United States to establish a uniform national currency. I don't like the sound of this at all. I'll link this for you to read. I don't like the sound of that at all. I mean, it's been working and all. It's pretty cool for you guys. So we need to work together to ensure responsible innovation. So basically, what I think they're trying to say here, I'll summarize this for you in my opinion, and probably this is a biased opinion. I'm a Bitcoiner for sure. I don't ever touch fiat unless I absolutely need to. I think that what they're trying to say here is that they want to be able to control innovation. The innovation is happening without faster than they can control it, and they don't like it because they can't control it. So they're trying to make a stand here and say that we need to make sure that things happen responsibly, because some douchebag can just come and create a Shiba Inu or some scam token, a rug pull token, and just take everyone's money. And again, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. I can't remember what word they used for it, but the individual who does not know what they are doing coming into the scenario and buying a token that has no real value, that they're unaware of. People think, oh, crypto makes me rich. Oh, I got to buy the next next undervalued crypto. Oh, look, this crypto. Tai Lopez making some crypto. Let's buy his stupid coin. It's gonna moon. No, he's gonna rug on you. Probably not ever gonna do that good or be successful in any way. Don't even know what the project's doing. Look into the project before you start investing. Any project, not just Tai Lopez's, but I'm just saying. And that kind of ties it all together with the responsible innovation part. So I don't fuck with the CBDC. I don't think we should use it. I'm never gonna use it if my government does implement one. I got Bitcoin. It works. It's not broken. I'm not gonna fix it. Bitcoin solves the problems they created. They had their chance to solve the problem they created. I know it's not a problem in their eyes, but they had their chance. It's Bitcoin now. It's Bitcoin's time. And briefly touching on other altcoins. So Bitcoin obviously solves a very essential problem that we have, or not an essential problem. Damn it, a problem that needs to be solved. We have a problem that needs to be solved. We need a currency that cannot be controlled or infringed upon by a government, and Bitcoin offers that. So there's definitely a lot of altcoins that I think will be successful. Some that I can name here, and this isn't financial advice, but some projects that I'm speculating on that do serve a purpose. Obviously, Ethereum is a smart contract system, so you can implement code basically and write algorithms that will take care of transactions for you, and that's why so many other cryptocurrencies have been built on top of Ethereum, because they use the system to implement their own app, or DApp, decentralized application, and then they get to operate on the Ethereum network. And something I think a lot of people don't realize is that they want to try and buy into some crypto for speculative purposes, but many of the problems that crypto solve are created by other cryptos. So you have to trace it back to the root and see how applicable this is, how many users. Ultimately, over the years, as we just saw by that article earlier, more and more people are coming to crypto, and more people are going to continue to come to crypto. So it's going to drive adoption. There are going to be a lot of altcoins that are wildly successful and change a lot of people's lives. Honestly, I don't think Bitcoin is going to make anyone in this lifetime, at this point, anyone else any richer than they already have been. If you start investing right now, from 40K to 1 million, what is that? I think that's like 2,000%. I'm not exactly too sure. It's not as much as it would have been if you would have got it in 2013. Like the rate that if Bitcoin ever reaches $1 million per, I think that's still only like a 20x scenario. 40,000 times 20 times 20. Let me see. Where's my calculator? Times 20. Sorry guys, I'm a little fried. 800,000. So I think it's 25 then. 40,000 times 25. Yeah, 1 million. Okay, so that's a 25x. What's the current price of Bitcoin? 40,364. 40,363. If you buy Bitcoin right now and Bitcoin goes to $1 million, you're going to 25x your investment. That's great. That's great. I would say that's pretty much guaranteed. As to when, I don't know. Maybe it takes 10, 20 years. I think Bitcoin could this is highly speculative, but I think if all the money in the world got involved in Bitcoin, it could probably reach a price of like 10 to 12 million per Bitcoin. But that will probably happen long after I'm dead. Anyone watching this stream is dead. Maybe after the last Bitcoin is mined. Bitcoin, when it reaches its full potential, maybe could see upwards price of that. But anyway, realistically, right now, from 40K, if Bitcoin goes to 1 million, it's a 25x. I don't think it's gonna make anyone super duper rich in this lifetime. If you're just starting off, I mean, if you put $1,000 in Bitcoin right now and think you're gonna get rich and just wait for the 10, 20 years, you're only gonna end up with 25K, and that's kind of cool, but not enough to retire on. It's not enough to live off on. So you have to, at this point, because Bitcoin's only gonna continue to go up. We might see a winter soon. I'm not convinced of the bull case. I think we might see some downside. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But you need to start aggressively accumulating Bitcoin if you want to be a part of its future, because it's not going to get much cheaper. And it's a lot of people think about the investment asset of how they can manipulate their USDT and get that 25x. But even if you're looking at it now, $2 million, it's only a 25x perspective. So I don't think Bitcoins are going to make anyone rich, or Bitcoin will make anyone rich. Altcoins certainly have a lot of potential. You see them go up 1,000% per day, 2,000% sometimes in a week, and then sometimes ultimately there's a crash. And these are like really rare shit coins, what they would call like contract token trading, where you go and find some little ass project that has hardly anything to go off of except for like a team internet page with like 10% allocated to marketing and 10% blah blah blah, whatever, those tokenomics and things that they try to sell you. A lot of those coins perform very well in a short time frame and then perform very badly and then drop off the face of the earth and never exist again. There are also a lot of altcoins, something like Aave, which is a digital lending system, or something like Theta Coin, which is decentralized streaming. Those altcoins offer... Matic, too, is a very good project. It's a solution that built on top of Ethereum that offers cheaper transaction fees, so you don't have to be rich to use it. And you can mint NFTs for free on Polygon, on OpenSea, which is really cool. And Matic is something that I think is going to have a lot of adoption simply because new people that come to it aren't going to be rich and they want to use it. So, that's speculatively investing in some kind of altcoin that has greater than a 25x potential. But that does not mean you need to put all your money into altcoins. Altcoins only serve specific agendas or certain problems, like in the like the example I just said. Aave is money lending, borrowing. Theta is decentralized streaming. Something else that I'm pretty bullish on is Chainlink over the long term, anyway, like a decade or so. Chainlink is a Oracle system. It's the most popular Oracle system. So what does it solve? A problem created by crypto. So is it highly speculative? Yes. It depends upon Bitcoin being successful and upon other blockchains coming to life and being adopted in the future. So there's a lot of speculation that goes into altcoins. Some of them make you rich in the next year or month. That's what I'm trying to say. Some of them can return better than Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is it solves the most likely to succeed in the long term. It solves a problem that everyone on the planet faces. While some people don't need to post pictures of dogs taking shit on the internet to Matic for free. So maybe Matic doesn't get as much adoption. You know what I'm saying? Thirsty. All right. So enough on that. Let me see. I got my trading account hidden. Okay. I'm going to do some analysis on BTC. Let me check the comments real quick. Yeah, enough on current events, enough on my opinions, enough on my rants and raves. Check the comments right now. And then we'll chart up some Bitcoin, chart some BTC. Where did I leave off of? All facts. Research is key. Retracted. Message retracted. No, why'd you retract the message, bro? No, it's all good. It's all good, partner. Some will rob you with a 6-gun and some with a fountain pen. Yeah, through the government. Yeah, dude, I watched a documentary on Wells Fargo one time. It was gross, bro. They literally trained their employees to take advantage of individuals who will more than likely abuse overdrafts and just basically rack people for fees, and they know there's nothing they can do about it because they're broke. Obviously, they're bankers, and they just force them to pay all these fees, close their accounts, and then ultimately implement legal charges against them because they have the best lawyers and they can afford them, and all kinds of crazy shit. I don't remember the name of the documentary, dude, but it is twisted. It's a really twisted industry. A lot of people don't understand that. They don't teach it in the schools. Something you have to go out and seek, information you have to figure out. And again, I'm not going to speculate on conspiracies, but this is fact. This is absolute fact. Absolute fact. Bankers train their people to I know Wells Fargo for sure. They have been exposed in a documentary, and bankers around the globe, and creditors, lenders, investors, all these people try to get you to sign the dotted line so they can take advantage of you. Don't go to like a small money lender, the guy who loans money on the corner of the street. Don't do none of that stuff to yourself. Don't financially imprison yourself. Take a step. Learn about crypto. Learn about Bitcoin. When you started trading, were you a swing trader or scalp trader? When I started trading, I was a dumbass. I was in high school trading stocks, not really knowing what to do. I actually have my first live stream, I told my full story, so I'm not going to go too far into it. But when I first got into trading, I had no idea what I was doing. I was trying to do everything. When I first got serious about trading, I was more so doing day trading and investing long term. And I think that was, I don't really know when the turning point was for sure, but I went full time and quit my job in 2020 after the COVID crash. And from that point, I was relying on my investments that I had, previously bought some Bitcoin Moon, did a good job. And ever since then, I've been day trading to accumulate more BTC and continue to live. So I make use of day trades and scalps to survive, basically. My daily spending money, things if I want to go have fun, I got a day trade to get that. And then I invest long term for the future in separate accounts. So it's like my day trades and savings don't mix up. I hope that helps. When I started trading, I was an idiot, so I don't know. I was doing it all poorly. Nabil, thanks for the great work. You're welcome, bro. Crooks. Yeah, those bankers are some crooks, bro. Pius says, talk about your biggest loss and how you deal with emotion. All right, I will save that. You have to. Let me do a Bitcoin analysis, and then I'll talk about that, and then we'll do some altcoin analysis. So put a pin in that, and I'll talk about my biggest loss and how you deal with the emotion. It was a tragic loss, and I survived. I'm here. I'm alive. I overcame it. Yeah, I'll talk about it. So let's take a look here. Let me zoom out. We have a 50-minute time frame. I'm basically gonna take a look, because I know some people are here don't know how to chart Bitcoin. So I'm basically just gonna speed run this chart, and I'm going to put some TA on it. So we can see here we have some support. Call this blue. Here, we can identify this as a zone. Quickly as can be. Zone. Can extend that down a little bit more to these wicks, but then I have a large zone, so I'm encroaching in dangerous area here, and I'll put that right to all-time high. So this is danger zone. A lot of potential for profit taking, and a very dangerous area to be entering longs at all-time high is very dangerous. Of course, if it breaks above, good for you, but this is a very dangerous area. This is danger zone, and this is all-time high, as we can see. So moving forward, we can see now very nearsighted outlook on it. I have definitely done TA on all the past history of BTC, and I have I can show that in a different stream, but now I'm just going to be closing in on what's currently happening. Let me make these white so that we don't get confused here. I want to change these to white or gray, whatever you want to call that. So here we have an active downtrend, the most active and the most recent and active downtrend indicated by a series of lower highs and lower lows. Here we have a downtrend starting at November 21st, confirmation by this lower high, and then another confirmation by this lower low. So now we are attempting to seemingly have broken out of it. So here was our first downtrend, and people started celebrating the outbreak, and then we can go from this wick and celebrate an outbreak, then we can go from this wick. So now here's how we ended up here. So basically we're looking for price to be disrupted and potentially in this area. We can look for longs if we want to bet that this is going to break over in the longer picture. That is where you want to get in for longs. However, if this does not hold, it is likely that price will move into this direction and further down here. So let me pull this down into a daily time frame now. Okay, so those lines look pretty good. Fix this one up a bit. All right. So now you can see here is our range. And by simply putting just these lines, you see this wasn't hard. I have a general overline of the trend, and of course we can break this up into a million different ways. As you can see, we're about to start trading. But just right here, connecting a point, if this value was higher, if this candlesticks came up and created a higher high like it did here, like it's doing here, then I can drag and draw this and it will go up, right? If this was upwards price movement, I would, to connect the candlesticks, basically all I'm doing is connecting the tops of the candlesticks, and if it creates a higher high, well, looky there, I have an uptrend. But that's not the case. This is going down. This is a downtrend. This is a conflict. This is a downtrend, active downtrend line. Well, what do we have here is an uptrend line. This is the most recent active uptrend line. We can establish some from some other values back here. I'm not going to try and speculate that hard. Just trying to show you right now into the immediate area of price action where we're at. So this is an active uptrend line. Well, technically it's not active, as we would like to confirm it valid after 3 touches. But it is the most recent and active as in terms of being respected. This is where we're probably going to run into confluence. So if I see here support touch, then that would be the 3rd touch. If price comes down and up, that would be a confirmation that this could be used as support in the future, and we can begin to take longs off of it. Same goes for here. We are attempting a breakout, and like I said, you saw me move that line a few times. This is what it looked like on the daily chart. Testing that breakout, and then here, and then here, then here, and now we're here. So this is where we have, 1, 2, 3. So we have a little bit of rejection right here. You can call this 1 point on the weekly. So we'll look to see if price comes here and gets rejected again, it's going to shoot down and follow this trend line. Now, when this happens, like here, we're seeing lower highs and lower lows. Really paints us a nice downtrend picture. Because we're just continually seeing this as a floor that we know this can project down. So if we projected from these values, we could see downside. If we projected from any number of lows here, we could find that this is creating lower lows and making a downtrend. But now we see it's making higher lows. Making higher lows, attempted to make higher highs, made another higher high. So in the short term, it looks like there's a little uptrend channel, right? A little uptrend channel. Oops. So we have a little uptrend channel going against a big old downtrend. So this, again, was not here, remember? It was here, and then it was here, and then it was here, and then it ended up here. So we've been trading that channel. This is the third rejection from that channel. Third rejection from that channel. So we're going to be looking to try and find support here along the bottom of the channel. Now, if I break this up a little bit harder, just a tiny bit harder, we can see here that this is the potential for a layer of support. So now this is how you can identify something like a trading range. Here we have support, support, support. So likely, let me show you again what is happening on the larger picture that we have, what is also occurring on the smaller picture. Look at that. It's another downtrend. It's another one of those price conflicts. So there's going to be an area, there's going to be a conflict here somewhere, and we can project that this is going to happen based upon data. This may happen by May 27th. So it looks like maybe 41 days this could play out, and we could be seeing a move back to the top of this channel, 24%. Or price gets disrespected here through this trend line, breaks down. We could be seeing a move down to 27% down to a former previous support line. So then if we try to break in and day trade this right here, so we see this structure. So I'm not going to say I want to go long or short. I'm going to say this is how TA is done. This is how speculators speculate. Now they have a very clear range as to the active downtrend, and I could probably even make that a little channel. It's very steep and probably not going to be supported for long, but now they have an active range as to where they can trade, and so they know, hey, day traders breaking this up with an analysis, with a very simple analysis. You can see, okay, if this breaks up, I'm going to target to that range, because then there's probably going to be some rejection there, and you can target that. And if we set up along here, you can make this make sense. So if price break, you could set a really tight stop loss and say, if price breaks down below here, then I want to get out and try to retarget my long entry, move this here, and then I can almost duplicate the trade, right? I can set up a long, my take profit target probably shouldn't be that high. I would expect an area of resistance right here. Price could not get above here, so that's short-term resistance, and that would still make this over 1-to-1 risk to reward, so almost 1-to-2. So that would be pretty valid, and then the time frame that it could play out would be right here, right? Or I could extend this and make it more of a swing position, right? That would be a little bit of a day trade, maybe an intraday trade position. And I can extend this here and make this a swing trade. So okay, maybe I don't have the best entry. Maybe price is going to come down here, but it could find support. Gosh dang it. It could come down here. If it does, it'll break. If it breaks this layer of support, it could find support here, and then maybe it goes back up. And then I could still hit my TP goal, right? And if I'm thinking that's possible, then I just want to extend my stop loss here to where it is beneath this line. But now it upsets my risk to reward ratio. So I have to determine if I still want to take this trade, because now it doesn't make sense from a risk to rewards perspective, but I can turn it into a swing. So I can set potentially a TP goal, a TP1 goal here. So if price breaks above this level, I'm willing to get out of the trade. If price breaks above this level and comes back down, that's where I'm just going to be closed out. But ultimately, I can try to target all the way back to this swing high to make this more than 1-to-1, right? I could draw another TP2 here. And even I can target all the way back up to this swing high, chop this up here. And I can bring this all the way up to the top of the channel. Shoot, if I think that maybe price is going to do something like this and come out here and get a little choppy and come down and then maybe come up and then oop, pop up here, come down, boom. I can maybe even target to the top of the channel, something like that. And that is how you could see what we have going on here, because if this happens, it is likely that there will be if this does break out, this is just one possibility that can occur based upon the TA that is being done. If price breaks out here, it could experience rejection at this level. Based upon that rejection, it could fall back down here for a retest of this downtrend line. That after a breakout, there are oftentimes retests. So if price retests positively outside of here, then we can look for upwards continuation, right? As long as we can continue to see higher highs and higher lows. But at the moment something like this happens where it fails to create a higher high and come down, or it creates a lower high like this and then comes down, that is when we need to be wary. So if that happens and we see this, that is indicative that we need to be out of the position. If this happens and we see this, where it comes down here and still creates a higher low and then breaks through this market structure and creates a higher high, this was an intra movement, and we can still consider the larger trend valid until we start to see lower lows and lower highs. So that's how you would wind up in a position like that. Now on the flip side, let me just delete all this real here, all this right here real quick. Oh, actually, let me put some of that back. Yeah, let me see. I'll go. Let me get rid of those squiggly ass lines. Okay, so now I showed you like looking at the same TA, how you can take an intraday trade position, how you can set it up for a swing trade. If you believe on this TA, that's what I'm saying, because there's still a short contemplation I haven't even showed you. You could go short on this too, if you believe that's what's going to happen. But now let me show you just how you could turn this into a scalp, right? So that's some really small price action. Probably doesn't make a lot of sense on the smaller time frame, but let me just jump into it. Just go ahead and look at 5 minutes now. So why did that turn into a dotted line? Where'd that come from? Give me a sec to see where the hell where we ended up at. Oh, okay, yeah, that is a dotted line. Okay, yeah, that's the dotted line I plotted because that's our breakover. Duh. Sorry, I forgot I used a dotted line there. Okay, jumping into the 5 minute time frame now, we can see where our support and resistance is, dynamic support and resistance. So, man, this, I have an RSI on me? Nope. Let me see if there's any divergence. Sorry. Nope, no divergence. I'll hide that. So yeah, I have these ranges now, and we can see here's the uptrend line, here's the support we were looking at, the resistance we were looking at, and now here's my little risk to reward ratio. So I could set up a nice little scalp here. Oh shoot, man. This would be a swing low. If I wanted to drive that in there, that would probably be really good. Where is the end of this thing? Alright, I'm going to have to bring it in tight. Let me bring it back in real quick. Bring it in real tight. Bring it in real tight. Here we go. Let me drop it into the 5 minutes. Should be able to find the end of it. There it is. Okay. So, definitely don't want to set up a risk reward like that whenever I'm scalping. So, let me see here. Yeah, if I'm just trying to move in here, how does that look? 0.32? That's not too bad. If I'm trying to scalp, that'd be a pretty solid entry based upon the fact that we don't want to play this swing low. If we think this is going to be rejected and this outbreak won't work, maybe we want to try and plot this down later, because again, we can now still plot smaller points of trend lines. And I think Janny was, we did Q&A the other day in Discord in the CU server, and Janny was there, and he asked about why I use the lines that I do, and this is kind of why. So on the larger time frames, I use pretty solid lines. I know I'm running into something that could be very strong. Like whenever we get to that solid line, wherever it may be, my TP goal, this line, if I'm narrowed in, I know this line's trouble. I need to be careful of this line, because it's a solid line, and it has greater value because it was plotted on a larger time frame. That's kind of multiple time frame analysis. And then this line here was plotted on the, I think the daily, could even be the 4H, and it's not perfect, as you can see whenever I scroll up. It doesn't really have, I plotted on the 4H. Maybe I should clean it on the daily. Let me clean it up on the hourly real quick. So, sheesh. Alright, yeah, let me clean that up. Well, you really can't get too much better. I'll bring that into here. Right, that'll do there. Maybe I can set up another one here, but I think that's pretty much already been, yeah. Well, it still kind of plays into right here. So, here we go. We have the, it's attempting to outbreak from these values. It's attempting an outbreak, fell back in, and now it's attempting again for the second time. And then this has created another wedge for us. So we're starting to layer it. It's starting to get really layered in. We're starting to find our trading ranges now. Let me look back. Oh, okay, yeah. Let me zoom out a bit here and see if I can get this a little bit more precise. Shoot. I don't know why I always lean in like I'm so damn blind. Because the screen blinds me. Okay, so it looks like it's pretty good on these values here. This is where I have derived this point from, because this is a hanging series of lows. Right, there's a higher low, it's hanging down lower than anything else. If I'm drawing through these, if I'm touching any other data points, I'm drawing through these wicks here, which is not what I want to do. So now we can see that there is a smaller wedge type wedge formation forming, and actually, even looks like there could be a head and shoulders here, which would be indicative of a trend reversal. So, I'm not the trading guru. Maybe this is something to consider here and account for, but this could be set up for head and shoulders, right? Possibly, if we're getting rejection right here off the right shoulder, this could come back to our neckline in this area. So that is, but normally this would be like indicative of some type of, if I don't see it another way, normally that's a trend reversal pattern, which would mean the placement doesn't look exactly right, but that's just an example of how we can speculate on it. And we started from top-down approach, so now again I have these little guidelines here, and I can go into 5-minute time frame now and look to see what do I really want to do with the information I have right here. If price can break through here, do I want to short? Oop. If price can break through this immediate range now right here, do I want to short? I can short down all the way back here and maybe play this as a stop loss. So let me see if I can set that up. If this might make sense. It could play long. You could go long here now. Let me see. I think the long might work a little better for making sense. But you can go either way. So if I wanted to jump in right here, I'm like, oh, this support's gonna hold. And if not, I'll put my stop loss below that point. I'll put my stop loss below that point there. Oh, 1 sec, my dog's barking. Give me 1 sec. There's someone at the door. I'll be right back, fellas. Hey fellas, alright, so wonderful girlfriend is home and also just wanted to alert me of that. All good in the hood. So anyway, like I was saying, if you wanted to jump in at market price there, a reasonable place to put your stop loss would be below this, and that's actually at 0.14%, so you might even just be asking for trouble there. But you can extend this a little bit lower and use that as your stop loss, because obviously if price breaks below this point, it could head back down to this range. So you could choose to short from this break down, and that could be your profit region, or you can try to long from here up, and you can make this your profit region at this recent level of resistance. And again, we can start to break into TPs how we did earlier, just how we were breaking down the TPs on the larger time frame. You can make speculations on smaller time frame the same way. So here would probably be another area of resistance where you might set up TP2, but that's probably asking for a lot from a scalp already. Yeah, that would probably be asking a lot for the scalp. I mean, I try to stay in a scalp for like 15 minutes, which realistically would only be like 3 candlesticks. So you're looking at something like that. And that's probably, it could happen. I mean, look at this candlestick. That's one 5-minute candlestick. So it could happen. And that just kind of means that you have to be more precise in your predictions whenever you try to scalp. So that's how you set up from going all the way from top down, and then you end up with something like this. So this is my actual trading chart. Actually doesn't look too sloppy right now. I messed up yesterday. I had a lot of things grouped properly, and for some reason ungrouped everything, so it actually doesn't look too bad right now. I'm testing a fib from my homeboy G-Man, who I hope is here in the stream. So yeah, that is good there. So now let me go take a look at the comments and see where we're at, fellas. All right. Oh yes. The biggest loss. Oh, damn. Alright, I'm going to talk about the biggest loss. That sucks. And can you please show me how you put your values on your exchange after doing your TA long or short? I know you have a video about this, but I can't find it. By my values, do you mean the EMA values that I was talking about? So it's basically these right here. It's just the EMA cross. So, I mean, these scripts are provided by TradingView here. If you type in the moving average exponential, right here, you can get one value, and if you type in EMA cross, other people have already made interpretations of the script different. I guess that's why TradingView is trying to mod me so hard. But like this one right here, 20, 50, 100, 200, it's popular, and they're like, oh dude, it already exists. I'm like, bro, I can't change those inputs. I don't want to use the 20 and 50 inputs. And they're like, oh, well, uh, script it for yourself. And I'm like, dude, it helps a community of people who want to have their own. So I don't know of another EMA cross where you can put 5 and do that. But basically, that's all it does. It just allows you to put 5 values on. You can change them to whatever you want. So I have them set up for what I want, and then you can of course plot them. Nothing new there. So, and if you don't want all 5 of them on, you can just turn off the ones you don't want on. If you just want to do 50 and 200 or whatever the hell you want on, it makes it easier, I would say, than having to stack this on. So let me turn this off. And plus, if you don't have the ability to hold 3 or multiple indicators, like if you're on a free TradingView account, then it sucks to have to put on EMA cross and EMA cross and EMA cross. Like, where's the EMA cross? Come on. Yeah, so DMark was one I used to use. So you can only put 2 values, and you can change them and put the crosses if you want to. Inputs right here. Oh wait, that's mine. Oh no, that's his. So you can put up to 4 on here and change the values. But then again, you'll still have to add another one. So if I wanted to have 5, now I have to come on here and moving average, exponential. Okay, so yeah, now I'd have to put that on. So if I wanted to use this, then I could put on right here. And I'll have to just stack it up and then go to each one. Change this one now, 200. Source, close. Input method, EMA, exponential moving average. And change the color. So I just have to, it's annoying. It's annoying when I can just do it all in from one now. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. So that's basically how you do that. And okay, so I guess I'll stop avoiding the biggest loss now. So man, biggest loss, I was a big dunce. It happened I think 2020 Thanksgiving. Like I had just quit my job, so I was feeling like an abnormal human being. I was definitely overconfident in the bull run that was taking place. It's certainly my abilities as a trader at that point were, I was willing to quit my job and go full-time as a day trader. But looking back at it now, they were suboptimal. And I had, I was feeling invincible. So I know the feelings of, I've written about this and made videos about it, where you just, there's more to it than just thinking like, oh, taking a loss and then being afraid to trade. It's like when you get into these momentum of winning trades, or the market just starts going good and your investments turn very profitable, you can start to feel invincible, and like the market's just going to continue to go up forever, and that you're not going to be punished for your mistakes. And that's kind of what happened to me. I was feeling that, and I was trading a lot of leverage, and I was using bots at the time. Pretty experimental in leverage and pushing the boundaries of how far I could take things. This was before my partnership with Crypto University ever occurred, so I was testing bots on my own with my buddy. And similar, my buddy actually also, it hurt me a little bit more too, because my buddy actually also lost money on the liquidation, because he was running the same bots as me, because I told him they were, foolproof, blah, blah, blah. And so it was in a position where the bots in the drawdown had taken away from my margin, because I was using futures bots too. So the futures bots, the market went down around Thanksgiving of 2020, and it was just a pullback. It was just a pullback. It was a deep pullback, though. It was like 24% pullback. And I was like, I had a leverage trade position open because I didn't think that prices were going to fall that hard so fast. So prices were falling. I tried to go in because I like to buy those moments when the market crashes, because the recovery bounce is usually really great if you can't foreshadow the downside fall. What I should have done was tried to short all the way to the end, but I was believing it was a really strong bull market and that buyers would step in at a really close support level, and I just rode it for too long. Price started to go down, and I added margin to the position because I thought, I had this, for example, I have this layered support here, and it wasn't occurring exactly in a scenario like this, but I have this layered support here, so obviously if this fails, then I'm looking for here to test and for here to test and blah, blah, blah. So in that type of scenario, I was like, okay, I'm just going to add, because it broke through support level, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to add margin. It's going to dip down and come back up. And so I added some margin, and it didn't do that. And I was like, okay, well, the next one is really close. I was like, I'm just going to add some more margin. It's going to dip down and come right back up. And so I added some more margin, and that was not the case. I added more money. I transferred more money from my spot account to my futures account to keep the position alive, because I did not want it to be liquidated. And then ultimately, I'm 17 grand in the hole now, and the trade it has a $17,000 loss, and I'm like, this is pretty stupid. I should probably just get out of this trade. I've become too emotionally involved, and I watched it crash through layers of support and chose not to exit the position. Instead, put more money into a losing position. So I exited the trade. And then moments later, the market had that pullback recovery I was talking about that I like to trade. And so I lost 17 grand for nothing. My homeboy lost 2 G's. And it was shitty. We were like right there next to each other while it happened. We're just looking at the market. And then we were really sad. Then we go home. Then I don't text him for a few days or anybody. And I don't even open the chart. Don't even open my charts for, it was like 5 days. 5 days. After that terrible, terrible loss. And I'm like, all right, well, you know, I got to do something. I can't just stop trading. I can't just stop trading. I just fucking quit my job. I don't want to go back to work for somebody else. The thought of working for someone else was terrifying. Going back to work for someone else again. Like going to work for another company. Because I had fully understood at this point, if I'm working for someone else, putting my time into their company for, you know, a salary or an hourly rate or whatever, then that is not good for my own personal growth. That's time I could be working on myself. So I was devastated at my loss, but I was also concerned that I didn't want to go back to have to work for someone else. So in getting twisted all up through that's a really good walkthrough of how my emotions went. Like I was just like, damn, maybe I should quit trading. Like I lost a lot of money, and it was pretty, like, I saw how stupid I was because Price did what I thought it was going to do, and I didn't stay in. Like, in first place, I shouldn't have added margin. But if I added that much margin, I should have just held on to it and just kept fighting for what I believed in. So it messed me up in a couple ways. I thought about it, tried to analyze it a couple ways. Basically, I just don't add margin to anything anymore. I stay away from those type of scenarios completely. I put very tight stop losses on all my futures positions now. I will probably not let anything like that ever happen again. Since then, my biggest loser has been like $1,600, but that's kind of because I use different volumes to trade with. So that $1,600 was a controlled loss and was a calculated loss. I calculated to lose it, and it just got lost. So my biggest loss was probably that 17 racks in a matter of moments, and it affected me for a few days afterwards. But I was able to internally decide that I didn't want to go work for someone else. I was going to continue on this path and try to make it work. And I'm very glad I chose the latter option because it's worked out for me so far. And that was a learning experience. Like, I heard people all the time say, don't put this much margin, don't put this much leverage. And it was working for me, so I just couldn't see it. I specifically remember this one dude telling me, he's like, damn, dude, you're going to get burnt. Some dude I was just talking to on some internet forum. He's like, damn, dude, you're going to get burnt. And I was like, what do you mean? And I thought he was the stupid one, but it was me. I was the stupid one. So took it as a learning experience. Hopefully you can learn something from it. I definitely think that until you experience your own great losses, you won't really know. Even from my story, you won't truly understand or feel what it's like. And your loss might be different. You know, a $500 loss to you might be devastating. So when you lose, understand how you lost, how you can change it, and what you can do to avoid it in the future. So let me see. Let me check up. Let me grab another drink of water real quick. Catch up on these comments. Where are we at? Can you please show me how you put it? Do you use 3 commas after you've worked out a trade in TradingView to put the order on? Yeah. Sometimes if I'm scalping, I can be really dissecting and put a whole bunch of layers on my TradingView chart because TradingView also has charting service. So I can get into the 1 minute here as well and just get really, really stupid with my lines and just put a whole bunch of lines and make it look like chopped spaghetti. But that's because I kind of like to trade like that. So yeah, I definitely I'll be using 3 commas here in a bit. I'm gonna try. So let me see. Can you please show me how you? Sorry guys, comments are a little hard to read on trade. Yes. Okay. There. So what is your most memorable trade? Well, bro, probably my loss. Probably my losing trade, man. That was hectic. I can remember a lot about it. I forgot the trades I took this morning, man. I forgot the trades I took last night. It all just looks like candlesticks to me, you know. You see the same shit over and over again. Over and over again. You're going to see the same patterns, just figure out where they start repeating. and then you can wager on them more appropriately. So sorry, man. I think my most memorable trade is the Big Loser. Let me see. Let me see. Hey, can you do a coin MDCA safety guide for us? So I did one once upon a time for 3 commas bots. How to profit with coin M futures. That's available on my YouTube channel right now. But unfortunately, since then, Binance has restricted my country's access, even through API. They never allowed access in USA, but I was using it through a VPN with API keys as well. So they restricted API accessibility from unverified accounts. So now basically I can't use Binance CoinM, bro. So I'm sorry, I cannot update any request on Binance CoinM futures until I maybe one day leave the States. Sorry, my man. Sorry, partner. Sorry. Much love, Deadly. I love your name, though. Deadly. Deadly. We the Deadly Boys. Damn it. You make me want to leave the country now just so I can do this for you, Deadly M. I like your prefix. How many hours do you trade in one day? I mean, I don't know. I don't really spend... Yeah, I do. I spend all day at this computer. How many hours do I spend in a live trade? I don't know. I stay at the computer a lot. Depends upon what the market gives me, man. Some days I won't make a trade. Some days I'll try to make, like 10. Some days I'll make 10, 15 scalps trying to find something that I can hang on to. Sometimes I'm just happy with a couple scalps. I made like $80 this day, or I make $250 this day. I'm like, that's enough right there. Shit, I need to slow my roll. If you get into that position where like I remember this one time. Okay, here's a memorable trade. One time I took a position and I was like, I set up the TP for. I thought it would happen like maybe over like 45 minutes or so, and then boom, I had one of these candles right here, one of these bad boys set me up, bro. Took care of me. I was like, dang. I was like, click, got out. It was like less than 5 minutes maybe, and I made a couple $100, and I was like, that's the end of my luck for today's shit. I was like, whew, don't get treated like that too often around here. Usually I get the big red candles like this. So after that trade, I was done for the day. So it just depends on what the market gives to me, The comeback, it's always great. Yeah, we're still working to get there, One day, hopefully I can have a really nice mansion. I can give my family everything that they'll ever want and need. And then I can start to give back to you guys, my community, depending upon how far we grow. I definitely remember some of these faces. Or I know some of you guys already, and I'm sure I'll start to remember some of these faces. So the giveaways are going to keep getting better. I have a nice giveaway planned at 2.5K. And like I said, maybe one day when I make it to a little bit higher on the totem pole, we can give back a lot more. That's something I'm really looking forward to. Yes, we learn from our mistakes. All right, fellas. So let me take a look now. We had FTM and what else was requested? Luna. FTM and Luna. All right, we'll take a look at FTM. I'm pretty sure I've done this before. I will take a look at Binance because I'm pretty sure it has the most price action history. Okay, look at that. I did have some stuff here. So we can take a look back at my notes. Nice. Let me turn on the EMAs because it looks like my notes were dependent upon the EMAs. We have valid downtrend line formed by higher low. Can use this as projection. Possible area of price result. Man, I don't know when I put these notes on. That would be nice to see. No. Alright, well. Looks like shit worked out pretty cool. It's possible area of price resolve. Looks like there was price resolve here. We got some support along this line. Nice little bearish flag. EMA crosses 926 signal short-term downtrend can be valid until the 9 EMA is used as support again instead of resistance. We'll look to 50 EMA as next, retest for support, and possibly 100 EMA. I'm gonna assume price was probably in this level right here. I'm gonna assume price was like right here because I'm talking about an EMA signal, EMA cross. Previously valid ascending wedge pierced. Okay, so price actually had to have been at least right here. I'm expecting price to be right here. Previously valid ascending wedge pierced, indicative of downward price action. So that means we were expecting price to go down. Very nice, and this would be the possible area of price resolve. Damn it! I'm pretty sure I posted this on Instagram somewhere. If I did this TA, it was for somebody because I don't trade Phantom. So maybe someone can go find that on my Instagram and see exactly what it was. But that's pretty nice. Looks like TA saved us right here. What was that? What did that say? Oh, damn it. Looks like there's a text that's not there for some reason. Probably gonna say that was divergence. I don't know. But yeah, it looks like we had nice speculation here. Price respect didn't exactly touch, but got rejected when it came through here. Broke out. Almost got rejection from these points. That got a clean rejection touch from here, and broke above. Didn't get back to all-time high. Got a huge bearish engulfing, indicative of downtrend. Broke over here, fell down. Back to price zone. Broke below. Here we are. Okay, now I'll just go ahead and hide some of these notes now. That's pretty neat. Pretty neat there. Just go ahead and see. Where's my little circle? Nice. Alright, cool. Well, it looks like we have a pretty nice little structure here already. Move that over, so we have some resistance there. Short-term resistance identified right here. Very clean, being respected. I'll leave that white. It's pretty valid. This is on the 1 day, so that's pretty valid downtrend. Attempt to break over, but none found. And ranging into a support box. And here I have two slightly hardly visible green lines. So it looks like nice. So one of them was from here. We had previous all-time highs touching each other, creating new. And if you're looking at this, bro, I'm telling you, you have to be crazy when you're speculating. Because if I'm looking at this right here, and this is all I have, let me just say, for example, how am I supposed to know where price is going to go, right? That is just a, see, we can put it there, but it got broken. Let me get rid of that. Put it here, but it got broken. We put it here, and we're playing another little wedge. How am I supposed to know where price is going to go? This line looks foolish because it's projecting off of all-time highs. And at this point, it's highly speculative. That's grossly speculative. And you'd be like, oh man, 343%. That's not going to happen. But what happened? What happened? Where did we run into support and resistance? Let me just play that through a little bit. Come on up for me. How long did that take? Look at that. Resistance! What? Oh, wait, that was a new point. Let me back up a little bit. Okay, so it broke through right here. That was what I was looking for. So it broke through right here. Came up over clean, fell back through slightly below. I mean, for the type of move that had came from, that downside 20% rebound, not too bad. And then I projected that value from here. So that is when I can project this line now finally. This line gets projected from this value's creation. So then we have points coming up above, and just see how price played into it. I'm trying to get to where we go now. Trying to get this to stop. I just want it to stop, actually. There we go. Okay. So now we have this. This is actually not creating a... Remember, this was sloping upwards. This was sloping upwards. This now is sloping downwards. Here we got some values sloping down. So this is where we're going to be possibly running into some resistance. And it's on a different level than the sloping upwards. So that is... clean area of resistance where we can expect price conflict here, for sure. We can expect some price conflict. It might react to where it bounces down violently or shoots above back to all-time high levels, but we can expect conflict there. But that's a long ways away. Right now, what we got directly ahead of us, we've consolidated all this into here, and we can see a downtrend. Is that a perfect channel? Let me see if that's a channel. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. So right now we're going to trade. This is Phantom. Who asked for Phantom? Good find. This looks like it's going to be disrespected here, but basically how you want to trade a channel, you want to long from the bottom and short from the top. You can trade that until it's broken. So basically, if you try to set up a short here, it should be like this. Something like this. You know, where the stop loss is outside the range of this. And if you set up a long, it should be something like this. Oh, that's a short again. So then you should wait for price to come down here, and then you can set up a stop loss below here, and that would be reasonable. This is counter trend trading, taking a long at the bottom of the channel, but it's possible. This is reinforced trend trading, so trading with the trend. The trend is your friend. Taking a short from here. But we definitely got to be careful of this mid float range here. We're also coming up on support here. So very, very soon this channel could actually be broken and price could break above. If it is broken, if the channel is broken, that just means we're looking for upward price action. So then you'll want to start to trade long, and we have these values right here to run into, it seems, as well as the 200, 100 EMA about the same level right now. As price develops, they could probably lower here to about 1.50, $1.50. That would seem logical. But most interestingly, what we do have here is the death cross. So the 50 EMA crossing the 200, which is not exactly indicative of long. This is a death cross on the daily time frame. This is known as the death cross. So this is indicative of long-term downward price movement. So we have it coming down. So here we see price strayed far away from the 50 EMA, came back down, found support on 200, and these lines never cross. Lines never cross. Now, price came above, found support again, getting rejected. Now it starts to use this as rejection, right? It's using the 50 EMA as rejection now, and it's crossed into the 200, and he used it as rejection. So as these fill up, we're going to look to see some potential upwards price action, and if price gets rejected, maybe somewhere along this line. And as the 200 EMA develops, where's my brush? So the 200 EMA develops, it could do something like this. If price starts to move back upwards, it'll smooth out like that and come up. But if price starts to come down and gets rejected from right here, it might not be so steep, but it's going to start curving the other direction. It's definitely going to move down if, yeah, that looked way too steep. I don't like that. Maybe it's going to come down like that or whatever. But if it faces rejection here, it's going to come down. And then that would be, if this blue one here comes in here and doesn't touch, or it does touch and then opens up, and they both open up down, and then you see this, that is where you want to take shorts. That means long-term downtrend. This is where you want to take longs. This is where you want to take shorts. And that's on any time frame, not just this time frame. Oh, I think I'm still in the paintbrush. Right. So let me remove those. So yeah, that's what we're looking at on Phantom. Is this on Bybit? Nah, it's kind of in a weird range to try and make a trade right now. I suppose I could shoot for something here. Let me see if it's on Bybit. It is on Bybit. Alright, I'll leave it open. Maybe I'll try to make a trade on it. Oh, what else were we looking at now? Oh, yes, Luna. Okay. Again, I'm going to use Binance just because it has the most price action history available. Let me check the comments before I go into Luna. FTM. Yeah, I scrolled up to the top of the comments here. Let me get down to the bottom. Excuse me, fellas. You learn from your mistake. Cool, no new comments. Nice. Alright, so Luna. Got some TA on Luna. We're going to be doing some TA on Luna now. I'll be doing Binance because it has the most price action history available. So this looks cool. Have I hidden something from here? No. Why I just have nothing on here? Pretty sure I've looked at this before, but I guess not on Binance. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn those off for now. We can see a pretty nice uptrend channel erupted. It started to break out of the, and it actually looks a lot like Bitcoin. This looks like the formation we've seen from 2017 Bitcoin. This looks like 2017 Bitcoin all-time high, wedged down. This looks like 2018 3K Bitcoin. This looks like the move up. This does not look like the COVID on here, but this looks shockingly like Bitcoin 2017 to 2018. That is pretty crazy. Oh, accumulation drops down, accumulation breaks up. Let's go ahead and put a line here. Previous all-time high. All right. So, very, 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 very good possibility price. I mean, I'm not saying it will. I'm not a doomsday prepper. Actually, I mean, yes, I am a doomsday prepper. So I just want to be prepared that if price could come down to this range. So here we see, now if I try to connect some of these values, they're going to be awfully, steep. That's a very steep plot point, and it's seemingly been breached. Almost got rejected and used as resistance there, but was able to find support above. So now I'm just going to project some of the values for more recent price action. Right here, we're seeing potential for upwards support here based on those values, and it's not very strong. That's a speculative line because it only has two values. Those two values is where it stems from. And here looks like we have some sort of uptrend as well. There's almost 3 points on that, depending upon how specific you want to be. That one doesn't touch it, but I know some people who will try to draw this line, so it might have some validity. Now here we're in that scenario again where we do have upwards potential. Breaking an all-time high is definitely scary. It's hard to confidently grab a lot of a position. Now if you don't know what's happening within the ecosystem, that could definitely affect your ability to make decisions within the asset. But in any case, whenever an asset is over a new all-time high, technically in price discovery mode, well, it's broken down below a recent high now, so that's not price discovery mode anymore. But in this state where it's recently broken a new all-time high, things can be very crazy. This can continue to shoot up and become even more parabolic than it's already been, but that does look super parabolic. I mean, if you're just being realistic, that's made a lot of upwards move. But these don't look extremely unhealthy, right? It's not like some huge price spikes where price went up and then fluctuated heavily in every direction. It's a pretty solid uptrend, and there is a point where it's running into a little bit of, you could say maybe like a rising wedge, if you want to go as far as to say that. But even here, we haven't seen a pullback notion yet to be able to get where this next, there's probably going to be a move upwards, and we don't know if it's going to create a higher high or a lower high. So if I'm just looking at this now, I'm about out of options here, really. I can try and set this up for upwards direction. I'll use a dotted line because it's already been pierced. Price might find some rejection there in the future. And then if I wanted to jump into, I'll do 4 hours just to make this immediate trend, make note of what's happening right here. So we have some 4-hour levels immediately in front of us. So that one's already been pierced. If you want to leave it here for speculation purposes, you can. I oftentimes leave my lines there and they get really messy, it would seem, because price may break through here and use this later, But you can stop it right here if you want to. It's all up to you about how you want to project them. Here we can see it created another high, but has broken over the dynamic resistance, but not over horizontal resistance. So that is still the most previous recent higher high, or the most recent high before this one, and this is a lower high, so this is indicative of downwards price action. So now we're setting up for a wedge here, and this is you can break this up as much as you want to. So like here you can try and layer support, and I can throw a bunch of different lines like this. Here the support looks like it's being broken already, and then if I just copy that, it's not gonna put it where I want it. But yeah, I can clone this and put it all over the place and just start to layer support for day trading. If I want to break this smaller and start to try and short this position after it breaks down here, or even getting rejection from here, that is how I can look into a smaller time frame and do it. Or I could just delete these and make a swing trade decision. If this is continued here, then I can try. This is a pretty good entry for a short if I want to try and short this. But I guess the same can be said for a long. You want to look for a long right here while this is already catching rejection. So if you're shorting from here, TP1 down. If you want to go long from here, this is your breakup. Stop loss below here, TP1. And then if you're shorting here, stop loss probably be right here, above this swing high and outside this breakout line. So maybe I can get into Luna on some Bybit. Let me see if it's on Bybit. Yeah, there it is. Oh, see, there it is. I knew I had done something with Luna. And look, what was I saying? Layered support. That's how I would trade it. Nice. Can you go back to the other chart? Yeah, nice. See, so I got a little more layered on my current one for use of trading, but yeah, I mean, same thing I was just telling you guys. Here's the support resistance flip, so that's pretty solid. Shoot, maybe I could even, could short here, and then I could see my next range based upon that one is still valid. So shoot, got a couple nice options. So I'm gonna check comments. I don't have a pane for a bathroom break, dude. I need to make a creative for bathroom break. I guess I have to suffer through it. We'll see here. Ooh, divergence. Maybe we can go along here. All right, we're gonna set up along. I said, oh, let me check the comments real quick. Nice. Awesome. Thanks for looking at FTM. I'm out. Super tired. Had a twin church service. See you later, bro. You're probably already out by now, but thanks for watching, Johnny. You're welcome for looking at FTM. So now I'm gonna try and get into a position here. I suppose I'll take Luna. Yeah, I don't want to have to think about FTM. I'm just gonna go ahead and try and ride something here with Luna. So I'm gonna speculate. Okay, this gets broken. Okay, so now, I guess I should probably say now, this is not financial advice. Don't take the position I'm about to take unless you think it's a profitable position. Blah, 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 all that legal stuff. You can't sue me. You can't sue me. Okay? Can't sue me, I said. So there. And if you sue me, you're not going to win. Because I said you can't. So there. Now, what I'm looking at here, this could potentially be divergence. Which I love to wager on divergence, so that would set me up just fine. Shoot. So before it moons any harder, I'm probably just going to go ahead and jump in on that. Definitely want to get something taken care of on the stream. If this stop loss isn't unfathomably godly far distance away, okay, I can handle that. Oh, that's on the 4H? Okay, so this isn't a swing. Okay, let me see. Let me see what that looks like on the 1H real quick. Yeah, still some divergence. Oh, we got some divergence here too. Alright, I'll bet on it. Go right here. I would like to extend stop loss below here because that could be used as support and we could get a retest right here. But that's just way too far for me. So I'm just going to put it right below this recent swing low and the divergence. So if price breaks below this divergence, then I'm going to be out of the position. 10% could be my ultimate TP goal here, but I'll put it just below, so that looks good. 9.7. Let me set up some. I'm just going to use raise so it'll tell me the data on the side. So here it looks like, obviously this is going to be TP1. Oh, you turn green right now. Okay, so that's TP1. TP2. Here's resistance support. Small support resistance roll flip right here. Maybe I could put it right here. TP2 and then TP3 all the way at the top. So I'm going to translate that information to my exchange now. Shout out Crypto University for giving me this trading account. We're running a whole bunch of shit. We're doing a bunch of bot testing. We're doing a bunch of stuff for you guys. So I'm going to be able to use the CU account like for what I'm doing now. Thank you guys. Thanks. Shout out Crypto University. If you want to sign up for Crypto University, links in the description. I'm not going to try and shill it too much. So let's just go ahead now and find Luna. USDT. Okay. 1H. So I will look to set up a smart long. I'm just going to jump in at market price. This is for the live stream, so I'm just going to go ahead and tone it down a bit on the leverage. We'll use 5x. And to make sure I don't get liquidated, I will do, let's see, what would 10% be? $1,000? Okay, so let's go with 550 Daru. So let's go 550 Daru. The total account size here on the CU account is just under, I think it's like $2,500. So I'm not going to try and get liquidated on this account. We're trying to build this into a $100,000 account strategically with a series of bots and trades and different strategies. And of course, we're documenting this along the way. I'm going to be using it for my live streams. So I don't want to blow this account. We're going to be really safe, abide to anti-liquidation guidelines. Even though I have a stop loss enabled, I don't want to just make it a little bit worth my while, I guess, right? Okay. So now I'm just going to be translating, I'm going to be translating the information from above. So first limit TP be 82,615. Okay, split targets. I will remove 10% here, add TP target. The next TP is 85,470. And I love 3 commas because it makes it so much easier. Link for 3 commas should be in the description as well. 3 commas is so great for managing trades, especially across multiple exchanges. I can just, interact between the CU account and my own personal accounts very easily. So 85470. Now here is a little bit closer to the ultimate TP goal. So I'm just gonna put 12% because ultimately I want to take some baby steps out, but ultimately I want to take most of my profits at the final goal. So here I'll put I'll just keep another 10%. That'll work. And then ultimately here I'm shooting for 88620. Okay. And then I'll take everything out here. Now what you could do is add trailing, which means if price breaks above that and starts to go up, whatever deviation you set here, if price breaks above this, oh actually it should be charted right here now, yeah. So if price breaks above this TP here and starts to, breaks above here and finds support above, a trailing take profit could actually keep you in that position and chase profits up without you having to manually readjust stuff. But if you have it too tight, basically what it means is if price comes up here, does this number, price comes up here, blah 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 blah, however it gets here, and then it goes up and then doesn't fall. So if you have this set to 3%, if price has a 1.5% retrace and continues to go higher, you stay in. But if price at this retrace, it had a 4% retrace and then continued to go up, well, your trailing take profit cut you out at 3% retrace to ensure that, if price continued to go down, you didn't go out. Now, it actually continued to go up, but you still made away with it. I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to go ahead and set it to be solid. If I need to make an adjustment after this trade happens, I'll make adjustments and let you guys know what happens next week. So for the stop loss, I've got right here, pretty reasonable stop loss, 78.285. 78.285. Alright, so now I'm going to take a look at this right here, and I can see it on the chart. 3 commas has put it up for me. Take a bigger look at it, make sure it makes sense. Pretty much the same thing that's on here. I could have done all this on my 3 commas, but I don't want to spoofy up this chart too much here. As you can see on Bybit, it's pretty clear. If I get into the minute time frame, most of those drawings will wither away quickly. So, yep, looks good. I could try and wait, like right here. I could try and wait for potential touch to try and get a better entry, but this divergence, there's divergence here on the short term, which if you're not familiar with that, I have made videos about the RSI, and I do talk about the divergence. So as long as RSI, here's short-term divergence, and even from these points where I've connected, that was a 4H divergence. That's also apparent on the 1H. So even here, connected from that point to these data points now, you see this is sloping up while this is sloping down. So that's divergence. And right here, as long as the RSI continues its upward motion and doesn't break below here, so if it starts to farce below and then breaks below here, then probably downtrend continuation. If it breaks below this divergence line here, probably downtrend continuation, and we need to get out of this because here's where price could end up, and here's also where price could end up. So this is a looks like an outbreak retest, and I'm just going to gamble on it based on the divergence. That's my reason for entry. That is why I'm taking this position. Again, don't take this position if you don't agree with it. I'm really just trying to entertain you guys. This is a form of entertainment, so. Looks pretty good though. Looks solid. I really don't like the idea of a 3% stop loss, but I think with my current entry right now, it wouldn't be 3%. It'd be like 2.95%. So really quickly, let me calculate that. So if I were to take a 3% loss on $500, I'll show you how to calculate that. So I'm using $550. 550 times 3%. It'd be a $16.50 loss, and I'm using 5x leverage. So I'm gonna lose $82. I'm gonna lose $82 off of this. So I could lose $82 off this if I take this position. So now with an account size, oh shit, my bad. Yeah. Sorry, we're trying to get something off the screen. Yeah, so I could lose $82, and I should have calculated my potential profit gain too. So you definitely want to see if the risk is worth the reward. So I could potentially lose $82 on this trade, and I have to understand that now. If I'm not okay with that, If it's gonna upset me, if I'm gonna be looking at this, if I'm gonna break my neck to return to this position, and constantly be in fear about what's gonna happen to my $82, I shouldn't take the trade. I should set up a different risk to reward ratio. I should change my leverage. I should change how much money I'm gonna put in the trade, or I should not take the trade. So there's a lot of things you can do before you get into a position you don't want to be involved in. But I've done my assessment. I'll be really sad if the downtrend continues, but we're trying to place a counter trend trade here on the 1H time frame based on some divergence. So again, there's the trade. We make it live for you. So we will create the trade, confirm, no open positions and orders. So there we go. It's live. Oftentimes I take entry at market price. Maybe not the best time to go long at market. I think maybe if I would have watched this wick, probably would already have a better advantage and would offset my risk to reward ratio by 1%. But I wasn't watching it a few hours ago, so if you have an alert for something like that, then you probably could have get in when this candlestick closed and this one opened. So that would have made it a little bit better risk to reward ratio in the end. But I didn't get in right there. That's where I'm going in. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm not really sure how many people are still here. We covered quite a bit today in the live stream in cryptocurrency. So whoever is still here, if anyone has any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them for you fellas. I'll give a few moments to see if anyone has any questions. A few moments to see if anyone has any questions. I'll throw that up there. Cool. So we'll see what kind of questions you guys might have. I'll take a sip of water, and then we can go ahead and call it a day. All right, I'll give it just a few more moments there. Oh, neat. What? Looks like I can insert ad? Bro, if I have to go to the bathroom, I can insert an ad? That's dope. How many screens are you using? I have 4. I have 3 27-inch monitors and a 24-inch monitor. This 24-inch monitor is where I do most of my chatting on for Discord and Telegram, file browsing, things like that. Top 2 charts where I do most of my, or top 2 screens where I do most of my charting, and then my primary monitor right here is where I do work, create blogs, make video, edit videos, execute trades. So I usually have 3 commas open on this window, ready to go. So if I see something happening on this window, on my BTC time frame, which is right here, if I see something happening on this window and I need to make something happen, gosh dang it, can't grab it now. There we go. Yeah, boom. So I got that up right there, pretty much all day. Oh well, this is supposed to be the 1 minute time frame. I was looking at something. Yeah. Pretty much all day. This is up over here. Johnny, I think you might be the only one here now. Johnny, if you have any other questions, bro, I'll see if I can answer it for you. But if not, just go ahead and look to sign off pretty soon, my brother. Pretty soon. Thank you, Johnny, for sticking through. You've been here for quite a while. And you've also been, I think you're at maybe multiple streams before. I definitely saw you in the last one. Thanks for your support, Johnny. You're dope, bro. You're dope. Thank you. It means a lot. Hope you're learning something. Hope I'm not just wasting your time. Thanks, Edward. Fantastic show. I gotta run. Your girlfriend's waiting for a lift. Yeah, you don't want to piss her off, bro. I gotta show my girlfriend some love too. It's our 8-month anniversary, so let's see what I can get myself into. All right. Thanks, fellas. Thanks for coming. Looks like there's no one else here on the stream, so I will go ahead and end it. Have a wonderful... It's Friday, right? Yeah. All right. So to whoever watches this, if you watch it today, have a wonderful weekend. If you watch it later, I still hope the rest of your available day before you go to sleep is not wasted and that you have a great time. Toodaloos, fellas. Gonna go ahead and end out now. I don't know when it'll stop, but